Hi, Heather here from Creative Kiwi. Please join me watching this video showing how I make the really quick and cute in the hoop Christmas card or gift card holder or ornament. It can be whatever you choose. So the design set itself has 5 different fronts, I guess you'd call it, as you can see there. And then I've also included 5 messages, very generic, that you can use for the inside of the card. Or as you can see there, the snow globe and the bauble are just perfect to add your own wording to, add people's names and add a message that means something to you. Now the design I'm going to stitch for the video is the bauble, mainly because it's got, well, I thought it looked really cute with a tassel and a hanging tab, and I've also shown how to do that in a pocket for a gift card. Now you can put this on any of the designs. I just happen to do it for the bauble. So anyway, let's get started. So the first thing we need to do is to hoop 2 layers of the fabric type water-soluble stabilizer and pin at the edges. Now we use the water-soluble so you can remove all traces from the edges, and 2 layers just to help with registration. And these designs are the same whether they're 4x4 or 5x5 hoop. So the first thing we do is stitch the outline of the front. So you do the front first. You can see there's just a guideline there on the right hand side. This is where we're going to add a little piece of ribbon so that we can tie them together. Now I would use that guideline as the top edge of your ribbon or your piece of string, whatever you want to put there to tie the designs together. The next step is to add your batting on top of this. Now I use a thin polyester batting. If you wanted to make quite a strong card, you could use bag batting instead of the thin batting we've got here. I used both and there wasn't too much difference, but yeah, certainly if you wanted to put it on a mantelpiece, then maybe you could add bag batting to make it stronger. Now we're just cutting away the excess batting at this stage, and you'll see there's gaps there. That's the way it should be. It keeps the batting out of the seams and helps when we fold the card. The first thing we need to do is just add our card background fabric. So this is the background of the card. It's going to go straight into the quilting. So thread your machine with the colour you want for the background quilting. And each front follows the same process where you do the front quilting first. Now you can see the shape is actually there of the bauble. If you had dark fabric, you could cut that piece out before you add your fabric. I'm not. I've got the gold fabric to go on top, so I'm not worried at all about anything showing through. Now I'm just placing that tassel, making it look hard. I should have taken the hoop off the machine, to be honest, but I didn't. But you basically, if you want to use a tassel, you just centre it with the centre of the hoop and then place your fabric on top. If you're not adding a tassel, just skip that bit completely. So now we have the bauble fabric. Now I've included a scrolly type ornate satin stitch design on here, but I think, as I said before, you could very easily put someone's name on here or add a different fabric or a photo. And then it's simply cutting away that excess batting fabric. So as I say, all of the designs are done the same, where you do the front first, you add your fabrics for the design, and you'll see later we just add a backing. We're just off to complete that front, so it's just going to do a nice satin stitch edge. So that's the front of the card done. Now we're going to add either a lining or a lining in a pocket. It's up to you. If you want to make it just a card, then you just put one piece of fabric on the back here. If you want to add a pocket, I just show you in the next steps what to do. Very importantly, if you do add a tassel, you just need to tape it into the centre, because we are going to stitch right round that edge. So you don't want your tassel to be caught in that. So yes, if you're doing a card, just the one lot of fabric, I'm doing a pocket. So I'm just showing you how I place it. So you've got a folded piece of fabric. That's the back of your design. Just mark on the stabilizer where you want that top edge of the fold to be. I mean, it can be anywhere. Then you get your backing fabric and it would be the right side facing up. I've got white fabric so you can't tell. So there's going to be, the back is actually going to be white with the gold pocket. And now I'm just placing that pocket in place where the lines were and just taping everything in place on the back of the hoop. Then we're off to the machine just to attach that backing fabric. We're just going to cut away all the excess fabric on the back of the hoop and the front of the hoop. Now this video is designed to go hand in hand with the step-by-step instructions that are included in your design file. The instructions have obviously colour numbers, threads, and the different versions. So do watch this in conjunction with the written instructions. Now the last step, we want to use matching bobbin thread because it's just going to do a zigzag round the edges and then complete a nice satin stitch edge. Now the left hand side will be left raw. That is correct. That's your front done. Now we're just removing the design from the hoop and we're going to cut close to the satin stitch edge without cutting off the ribbon. And for that raw edge, we're just going to cut as close as we can to the line. This is the bit that will get joined later, so as close as you can to that bit. There's the front of your card made. Now we're on to the second hooping, which is the back of the card where we have the message. And it's very similar to before where we stitch the placement line on the stabilizer. We're going to add our ribbon on the right-hand side just as we did before with the top of the ribbon just along that guideline. Now, if you want to make a hanging ornament, just add a hanging tab at the centre top there. Otherwise, if you just want it as a card, you can skip that. Then we're adding our batting just as we did before. And we're cutting away that excess excess batting. The next step, we're going to add our fabric. And again, we're going to do the quilting in one. So thread your machine with the colour you want for the quilting. And that will attach the fabric and just do a background quilting for what you see when you open your card. Now you can add your own message or you can choose one of the messages that's included in the set. This one's just a very quick Merry Christmas message. And again, the thread colour changes are in the step-by-step instructions for each background fabric that you choose. Now, once you've finished your message, added your design, whatever you want to do, we're adding our backing fabric. Now, I'm just floating it under the hoop, and that would be with the wrong side facing upwards and the right side facing the machine. That's going to be the back of the hoop is the back of the card, and we're just attaching that with that round. And again, off to cut away the excess fabric. And just make sure you don't cut the ribbon. Very easily done. Now we're back to the machine to do a zigzag. And this is before the join. So we've just zigzagged the three sides and it's left that left side raw, which is where we're going to join the card. Now you need to have the card with the back facing towards you because it's going to flip over. Now, while placement isn't, you don't have to be 100% perfect with this design. You can try and match from the bottom up. Basically, it's the stitch is going to zigzag right from the top, right down. So, as I say, it won't matter if it's not exact because the card you won't notice, but do try and match at the bottom edge, if anything. And that's your join. That is the join that's joined the card. So just have a quick look and make sure that both sides have been caught. And then you need to make sure you've got matching bobbin thread. Do the last stitch, which is the satin stitch edge. And that's your card finished. Now all we need to do is cut away that stabilizer, obviously, on around the edges. Again, not cutting off the ribbons. Ask me how I know. What I did learn is make your ribbon pieces quite long to start with. We can always cut the tails off later once you've actually tied the bow. But I have put it in the instructions to make them quite long just to start with. So there you go. You've got a little card, gift card holder. Do need to use your hot water at the edges and a Q-tip just to remove that stabilizer. But there you've got a really quick little cute gift card holder, or as I say, you can do it without the pocket and just have them as a card for your family, friends, neighbours, workmates. They look like you spent a lot of time on them, and they're very quick to make. There I am just clipping those edges there. But how cute. Isn't that a lovely little handmade gift? There you go with the Gnome card standing up, but hard to show on the video. The poinsettia is beautiful too. That I've just done as a card, that 5x5 size. And you see there the 5x5 snow globe. And see how cute. That's the 4x4 size. So the 4x4 is just and big enough for a gift card. Thanks for watching this video, and please join our Facebook group and share photos of the wee gift cards you make. Help inspire others. Thank you.